In my Skype consultations, guys will often share with me date ideas that they have, and they want to get my thoughts, get my feedback. I'm planning on taking her here. I think that she'll enjoy this. They want to know if their ideas are good. One of the most common mistakes that I see is that men suggesting dates to a woman often do so within the frame of them doing a favor for her. Instead, what they should be doing is not offering something, but asking for something, requesting a favor, being selfish. On a date, a man has to be selfish. Now, if that doesn't make any sense to you, then keep watching this video. It's going to be really useful. What is the difference between a date that is a generous offer versus a selfish request? It all has to do with framing. It can be as simple as how you ask the question. Take the most basic date idea that you can think of, asking a woman out for dinner. This is how it sounds when you're asking for a favor. What kind of food do you like? I'd love to take you out to a place that serves it sometime. I know of a great restaurant. Do you want to come with me on Saturday? You should come out to dinner with me. I'll make it really, really fun. The underlying frame of all of these requests is that you will do her a favor. You'll make it an enjoyable experience for her. It's not good because you're framing it as though she is the more valuable one, as though her presence in your life is so amazing, is such a gift that you need to act really generously just to be on equal footing. So then what would it look like to ask a woman out to dinner within the frame of requesting a favor from her? My buddy and his girlfriend have asked me out to dinner, but I find his girlfriend really awkward to speak to. I need you to come with me so that you can act as a buffer between the two of us. There's this place that I know that does this amazing platter for two. It's incredible. So I need you to come with me so that I can order it. My boss put me in charge of choosing the venue for our work's end of year function this year. So I have to go and try out a bunch of restaurants. Can you come out with me on Saturday? I need to try this new place. At first glance, it might seem like terrible framing. Isn't asking women for a favor going to come across as needy? But if you think about it, it's actually the opposite, because only a man of true confidence, who knows that he's valuable, who knows that women would feel lucky to get to spend time with him, would feel confident enough to be able to request a favor from a woman. What you're implying with that framing is that you're up here and that a woman needs to do a favor to you in order to be equal. You'll spend time with her so long as she's doing something generous for you. Now, some guys will be worried that this will come across as condescending. If you're acting like you're above her, isn't she just going to get offended? So long as you're not a douchebag about it, no. Remember that women only date up and they're looking for men who are of high quality. Asking a woman for a favor is a way of subtly communicating to her your value, and that is exactly what she's looking for. That's what she wants. That's what she finds attractive. What she isn't attracted to are men who are of low value, who try and ingratiate themselves with her by doing her favors, buying her affection. You need to break out of this mindset that it is your job to entertain women. You need to leave that paradigm because women don't find that attractive. Asking women for favors might sound strange, but honestly, you would be surprised with what you can get away with this kind of framing. I know that it seems counterintuitive, but strangely enough, some of the best dates that you can take her on are really boring. Only a really high value guy would dare to ask a woman out to some boring venue or to some boring event because he has the confidence of knowing that he is so high quality that just spending time with him is going to be enough for a woman. I have to go to this boring work function. Can you come? Try and make it fun for me? I'm moving out of my apartment, so I need a new place. I have to go to a bunch of open houses, which I find really tedious. Can I bring you along for entertainment? I told my brother that I'd attend my niece's piano recital this Sunday. I love her and she's really cute, but it means I have to sit through like 20 other kids. Can I bring you along so it's less boring? Now, perhaps some of those would be too bold for a first date, but trust me, if she likes you, she will be happy to go along with you. She'll see it as a challenge to her femininity. I want to impress this guy. I want to be the perfect partner. I want to make this experience as entertaining, as interesting for him as possible. If she succeeds in that, then she's going to feel massively validated in her femininity. And it's not as though you can't do favors for a woman. It's not black and white. It's just that there is an appropriate timing. There's not really an equivalent emotion for this. So a lot of men have difficulty really understanding what this is like. But hear me when I tell you that women have this deep instinctual fear of being tricked by a low value man, of getting into a relationship with him, of having his children, which potentially has lifelong consequences. So during the courtship process, when she's getting to know a man, she is deeply suspicious. She has to be. She's looking for warning signs that you're secretly a low-value man. So what often happens at the beginning of dating is that when a man thinks that he's being generous to a woman by doing her favors, it's actually interpreted by her as low-value male behavior, as though you need to buy and earn her affection. It's why at the beginning of dating a woman, you shouldn't be doing her favors. You should be asking for favors. That dynamic doesn't last long. Once she knows you and likes you and is in a relationship with you, then she's confident that you're a high value guy. You don't need to prove it anymore. Then you can enjoy being generous. You can do her favors because there's no longer the danger of her interpreting that as the needy behavior of a low value male. She'll interpret it as the benevolent generosity of a high value male. This is actually the source of the disagreement that I had with the female YouTuber Georgia Free, when she made a video talking about how much she liked it when her boyfriend told her straight up, "Just so you know, I really like you, you don't need to worry." One of the members of my Patreon community wrote to me about this because he was confused. Georgia was saying that men should be open and upfront about their feelings, whereas my advice is to hold back and be mysterious at the beginning. I did a full video explaining why his words of affection work so well is because she was already invested in the relationship. She already saw him as a high value man. Had she still been on the fence about whether or not she should commit to this guy, then his strategy of being upfront about his feelings definitely would not have worked. The full video of me breaking that down is available on my Patreon page, along with many others, including when should you ask a woman out and what makes women attracted to you, being independent or catering to their tastes. There's also my latest video, which is a book review on this book, Prostitution Narratives. It's a book where 20 former sex workers explain their experiences in the industry with excruciating detail. In my review, I explain the structure of the book and why I personally chose to read this. I talk about the things that challenged me most when reading this book, which was questions about free will when it comes to abuse suffered in childhood, whether or not sexual consent is a marketplace item that should be able to be bought and sold, and quite confronting realities of how dark male sexuality can be. If you're interested in reading a book about prostitution and the experiences of women working in that, and you don't know whether or not to buy it, then I highly recommend you check out my review. For every video that I post here on YouTube, I post an additional bonus video on my Patreon page. That means that at the moment, you're only seeing half of the total content that I create. If you'd like access to the other half, then please go and sign up at my Patreon page. It's just a $5 a month subscription and you get instant access to a whole bunch of exclusive content. It's a wonderful way to support the channel and I would love to see you over there.